that impact uh, the Most High's people. Just the little things. And I'm going to give a couple of examples of how little things lead to big things. Uh, like I said, I'm not going to be long, but when our ancestors were in slavery, let's remember they didn't have to use uh, fences, barbed wire fences, electrical fences. They didn't have to use concrete and steel to keep the people in their proper place. They didn't have watchtowers. They didn't have armed guards with rifles in these high up watchtowers to keep watch over their property, the slaves in these fields on these plantations. They didn't need uh, watchdogs and security. They didn't need that. They didn't need these watchtowers. They didn't need these electrical fences. They didn't need any of those things to control and to keep their slaves in order. You know why? They used the mind. They went after the mind. They manipulated, intimidated the mind. They got the biggest slave on the plantation and they humiliated him. They made him look as if he was the smallest among many. They dominated and they were able to control us by the mind. The mind is the control center. How do you kill a snake? You cut his head off. How did David uh, kill Goliath? He cut his head off. The mind is the control center. So if the colonizers, if the oppressors can teach the people, if they can manipulate the people, if they can use the very laws, statutes, and commandments that was given to the Most High's people, if another people can use their very word against them, then they can control the people. They can keep them docile. They can keep them under their control. They can keep them from rising up against their master using using their own words. It's almost like a man wanting to rob another man with a weapon, but the person who this man is attempting to rob, he loses his weapon, and the person who he was going to rob uses the weapon against him. Peace to everybody in the chat. So the enemy understands, even to this very day, the enemy understands all we had to do was to brainwash and control these people, and they will not rebel. They will not buck against us. They will stay in their proper place. They will stay in order. If we can get to their mind. Think about it. You can't go anywhere if you lose your keys. You might have $100,000 car, but guess what? Lose that key fob and see where you're going if you don't have a spare. You might have a $2 million house, beautiful house. Guess what? Lose your keys to that house. See if you can get in unless you have to break in. Lose or forget the code to open that door to that 10,000 square foot mansion, and you can't get into it. It's the little things is what I'm talking about here. They use the little things to control the people. They didn't have to have guard dogs. They didn't have to have watchtowers. They didn't have to have rifles. They didn't have to have that stuff. Because they knew if we could control the mind, then we control the people. That's the enemy. That's the enemy's plan. He don't have a new plan. He don't have new tactics, people. Balaam and Balak. I think it's in the book of Numbers. Balak, king of the Moabites, wanted Balaam, a false prophet for hire. That's what you see in a lot of these churches today. He wanted him to come and curse the Israelites. But the Most High said you cannot curse the Israelites because they're blessed and they hadn't done anything wrong. So how did they end up getting the Israelites cursed? They used the very thing, watch this now, they used the very thing that the Most High gave the Israelites, but they twisted it. How did they get them to fall? They got them to curse themselves by dealing with women that they was not supposed to touch. The Israelites went in and started mixing with those Moabite women, and the Most High said, "You do not mess with those women." But who coerced them? Who helped? Who helped or forward the affliction to the Israelites? It was the false prophet and this wicked king. They knew, the false prophet and this wicked king knew the laws of the Israelites, but they flipped the laws of the Israelites and got the Israelites to sin against themselves. It's the same thing, peace to everybody in the chat, it's the same thing that Satan did to Eve in the garden. He made her think, did the Most High really say that you would die if you touch this tree or if you eat of this tree? He got her to second guess what was written. The Most High word does not return void. He said, I'm God and I change not. But this is how our enemies have been able to stay above us, to manipulate us, to dominate us, to keep us in a subservient position. Because they took our word and they used this against us. Today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. Today is not the Sabbath. Yesterday was the Sabbath. But what did our enemies teach us? What did they teach our forefathers? What did they teach our ancestors? They gave us a new day. Even the Most High said that my day does not change. Exodus 31, 16 and 17, he said, this is my day as a perpetual covenant, as a sign between me and my people forever. Who gave us a new day? When Yeshua died, do we still see that the apostles were teaching on the Sabbath? Look at Acts the 17th chapter. They didn't change. They kept what their forefathers was given. They didn't change anything. But our enemies has given us another way that our God didn't change. So again, as you can see, they took and manipulated, changed the word, taught the word differently, they added to it, they took away from it, and it's got our people in sin. Most people will think today, well, I'm going to church. This is the right thing to do. But you got to understand, God is a God of order. He does not change. He does not want sacrifice. He wants obedience from his people. I hope that I'm helping somebody. He does not want a sacrifice. He wants obedience. That is what caused King Saul to lose his kingdom. Why? Because he disobeyed. He was told, go in there and delete all of those Amalekites, if I'm not wrong. Take out everything. Animal, women, boy, child, leave nothing breathing. What did Saul do? He brought back the best of the animals and the king. And that is what caused him to fall. That is what caused him to lose his kingdom, because he disobeyed. Our God is a God of order. The Most High, he is a God of order. I hope y'all can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. He does not change. If he changes, then that means that he is the author of confusion. He's a God of confusion, and he doesn't know what he wants from his people. But I'll say all that to say, if you can get the mind, then you got the body. If you can get the routing number and the bank account number, then you got the money. See what I'm saying? If you've got the remote, you control the TV. If you got the keys, you control the car. It's the little things that the enemy, that's all he needs is the mind. I hope I've said something to help somebody. Peace and blessings to all. Shalom.